Okay. Review with Shiv for Avatar Fire and Ash. Okay, so Shiv, could you describe? Yeah, could you describe like the feeling of seeing it in IMAX?
Yeah, it was really great. I think the 3D effects were like outstanding. Like, I think it's what you'd expect from James Cameron. He's always known for his good visuals. Cineworld was a nice cinema as well. If I were to criticize, unfortunately, I had a bit of a seat in the front because I booked late, so I've got a bit of a neck ache. But the movie itself, I would recommend anyone who's watching Avatar to try and do it in the IMAX. 3D effects are so good, and like just this is a type of movie where you just want to take in everything and be a part of the world. So yeah, outstanding.
Sahik!
Is not our air poison to sky people? How do you still live, Ebrida? Because it is the will of Ewa. Ewa. Yes. If I cut now, do you think Ewa will come to save him?
Okay, and a lot a lot of people say that Avatar is a knockoff of Dances with the Wolves and Fern Gully. Would you say like they borrow heavily from those films, or because I want to mention that one of the actors in Dances with the Wolves was actually in the first Avatar, Wes Studi. That yeah, he's like most well-known Native American actor. So would you say it's a knockoff of Dances with the Wolves and Fern Gully?
Yeah, well, the story of Avatar is pretty basic, right? Like, I mean, human bad, natives good. Natives want to protect their world from being colonized. So in that respect, you can say it is a knockoff, but I think it's a very general story anyway. So I don't know if they intentionally borrowed things from those movies. I think they just borrowed it from the concepts, history of our world, of where humans try to colonize and destroy things and care only about money, and don't care much about the natives, whereas the natives see the beauty of nature, and fight to protect that. So yeah.
Eksta kahida de dujitu. Zadik shkugi dugi shkulais.
What are you doing?
Carving your name. See? C-R-Y-S.
No, you mustn't do that. Here. Can't you feel its pain?
It's pain?
Yes.
Humans can't feel anything. They're numb from the brain down.
And what did you think of the Ash people?
Well, I mean, I wish there was a little bit more depth to them. They just came across as villains, to be honest. Like, the movie, funnily, is called Fire and Ash, but you don't really learn much about the Ash people, to be honest. Like, you just find out, fine, they went through a tragedy, like, their homes were destroyed, and hence they hate Awa, but that's it. You don't find out how they live. You don't find out, like, what their daily customs are, why they're so angry, why they want to conquer the other nations, like what is their way, why they follow the priestess so much. It's all just left to speculation. They immediately like to see these guns and like get fascinated with them. So yeah, I think the movie doesn't did them a bit of injustice, to be honest.
Okay, there's a lot of expansion of characters. Was there one character that stood out to you the most?
I'd say like Jake's Kids definitely got a lot more expansion to it. Like we learned more about his daughter in particular. That she doesn't have a father. She's a clone. She's Awa's child. I think seeing that element of her getting some of those questions answered was pretty good. Like seeing the development of Jake's son as well, how he deals with some of the guilt of his brother's loss, and how he tries to, you know, bond with the whales, and brings them all together. Like that was quite nice. Like to see, you know, he's kind of developing his own character, not following in his father's footsteps, and it was nice, like to see his father proud of him at the end. So that was pretty good.
Okay, with the first film, they said like it was like a bit of commentary on the Iraq War, of like when in the Iraq War they was trying to get oil.
Video shot by an infantryman was from inside a Bradley fighting vehicle in Kuwait, just across the border from Iraq, moments after President George W. Bush ordered an invasion.
How do you feel about the situation at hand?
I'm ready to go. Let's go.
This is why we're here. Unobtainium. Because this little gray rock sells for 20 million a kilo. That's the only reason.
Do you see any political ties in this film at all?
Nah, I think the story is too basic to like go into like the depth of that. Like, I mean, you can kind of like relate it to any part of our history, right? Like in the colonial eras. I don't think it's particularly like looking at Iraq or anything like that. You can easily compare it to like the native, like, you know, like the Americans taking lands from the natives, or just generally like British colonization, or like the Iraq stuff. Like, so I don't think it's meant to go into any kind of political era. I think it's just a commentary around, like, it's just a narrative for humans to try and like create this conflict nature. So yeah.
Did you see any parallels at all with the war in Gaza at all in the film?
Not really. Like I think as well. Like, I mean, the first Avatar, like the story from the first Avatar, the second Avatar, and the third Avatar is kind of almost the same. So I don't think it's like any kind of parallels to Gaza. The Gaza war is quite complicated, right? Like, so yeah, I think this movie is more like fairly, just a fairly simple narrative and more focused on the visuals than anything else. Yeah.
Do you think the performance capture in the future could be like used in like other films?
Yeah. I think those kind of movies will become easier to make in the future, especially like with tools like AI and things like that. So I think it was a unique thing that James Cameron could do with the tools and the budget that he's had, but it's gonna become more accessible with time. So we probably will see a lot more movies that borrow those kind of effects. Whether they will be good remains to be seen. Yeah.
I came up with a few that like would be good for like the performance capture. I was thinking like Thundercats, and like if you did Pokemon. Could you think of any like stories that would be good to do with the Avatar performance capture like technique in the future? Is there any like things that come across your mind?
Yeah, I mean, I think there'll be a lot of things that borrow from the fantasy genre to use this, right? Like you can make stunning effects around that, like certainly like the Last Airbender, like maybe the other Avatar movie will take it that times, and you know you've got Street Fighter coming up. Maybe like characters like Blanca would benefit from that, although I don't think they'll use it immediately in that space. Thundercats, yeah, like One Piece, Dragon Ball Z. Like if they were to ever make movies in that space, like certainly you could use that there. And then yeah, if they did any kind of remakes where you know you've just created like all these unique characters that look very non-human, like they could really enhance it. So,
Okay, and last question. Now that you've seen the third film, Avatar: Fire and Ash, what was like? Which one's your best Avatar film out of the three?
yeah, I would say the first one is still probably the the best one, because that was, the wow factor back then. Like, you really see the conflicted nature, like, of Jake at that point. And the second and third kind of they feel the same in the sense that he's going through, like, running away, then realizes he can't run away, and then he fights back. It's kind of like that same narrative that's been going through, but a little bit of growth. So I'd say the first was still probably the most spectacular.